What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How y'all doing out there in fish tank land? Today I'm going to do a little bit of an aquascape with a whole bunch of dinner lay tissue culture clones which I received when I was at the Aquatic Experience. Don't go anywhere. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of escape here for you. I have a whole bunch of these tissue cultures. I got all these from Chris Lukup from Dinnerlay. He's otherwise known as the Shrimp King. These cultures have been sitting around for a little bit, for about a week and a half, and I really need to get these in some water. I need to get these guys going or they're all going to rot on me. Some of them are kind of getting a little funny already. Now, what's really cool about these tissue culture clones is, you know, they all start out as one little tissue culture, a little cutting, and they put them into these containers with different growing mediums. Now, some of these plants are done in a gel, and some of these plants are done in more of a liquid. But the gel in the liquid is made up of growth hormones, things that help them to kind of clone the tissue, as well as different minerals and vitamins and things like that that are going to help the plant grow into to culture. Each recipe is different, which makes the work at Dinnerlay so important. They're actually sitting there and doing experiments and trying different recipes for different plants to get each recipe just right so that the plant clones out and grows well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is clean off all of these plants. I'm going to rinse off the gel. I'm going to rinse off the growth hormone liquid that's on them. So first, I'm going to go ahead and scape this tank with some Hardscape. I have Eco-Complete. I do not have any Dinnerlay substrate right now, but I'm going to go ahead and use some Eco-Complete, and I'm going to put some Hardscape in there, some rocks that I collected locally. Now, Chris did hook me up with a really cool book. This is one of like his 30 books that he's made, but it's a really interesting book. It goes through a lot of the different plants, the different nano fish that work well in nano aquascapes, and he also goes through like the basics of doing aquascaping, a little bit of the iwagami or the feng shui of scaping. So it's really cool to check this book out. I've definitely looked into this kind of stuff before, but it was just nice to get a little bit different of an opinion on how to scape and different tips and ideas. So today I am working with Eco-Complete. It's what I can get right now. It's not really bad. A lot of people really love it. I've been getting a deal on it on Amazon. It's $19.99 for 40 pounds. No, wait, I'm sorry. It's $19.99 for a 20-pound bag right here. I have a 20-pound bag. I do know that there's a lot of different bacillus, a lot of different bacteria, beneficial bacteria and stuff that's in the liquid in this bag that help colonize the substrate and whatnot, and help the nitrogen cycle actually as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this bag open and get some of it into this tank. I'm gonna start getting some of this in here. I really don't want all of the liquid in here. I want to save some of that in the bag. I'm probably going to end up using most of this bag in this tank. I'm going to go ahead and spread this stuff out a little bit. I don't consider myself at all some kind of expert at aquascaping. It is something I enjoy, but I'm definitely not an expert at it at all. One thing I do know is I really like to go ahead and slope the substrate, starting out with it low in the front and let it rise up in the back, and it does kind of give the tank a little bit more depth when you're looking at it from the front. Just to get a little idea, I think I'm actually going to make more of a hill on this side and let it be a little bit lower on this side all the way to the back. I do have some rocks in this bucket here. Some rocks that I went ahead and cleaned last night. I've been soaking them all night. I scrubbed them down to, and, you know, they're relatively clean. I did use some hydrogen peroxide to help try to kill stuff on them. I do not use bleach on my rocks. It's not recommended to boil rocks because they can explode. So really the best thing that you can do to clean rocks that you found in the wild is to soak them in hydrogen peroxide overnight. Give them a good scrubbing. So I do have 3 main rocks. It's really nice to put 3 main rocks. It's kind of more of the iwagami thing to do. I have a bigger one, I have a large rock, I have a medium rock, and I have a little bit of a smaller rock. My goal is to go ahead and space these rocks out. I kind of have a base on this rock here, and it's got an angle, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get all the rocks lined up in somewhat of a pattern, but had them all going, I don't know, is that like a 75 or 80 degree angle, 75-degree angle or so. So that's what I'm gonna work on right now. So right there I have my 3 main rocks, and I'm really comfortable with that. I'm not getting too crazy. This is just a little bit something fun to do just to get escape done. But I kind of like that. Now I also have a bunch of other little rocks that I collected as well. They're all cleaned and ready to go. And these are gonna be, I guess, what you call like your supporting rocks, like your supporting actors and actresses. And I'm gonna go ahead and place those, stagger them, and make them work with the rest of this scape here. Even with the other smaller rocks, I'm trying to keep everything kind of going at this same angle to give the scape a little bit of a flow, something that works with the eye, sends you in a direction. I'm gonna go ahead and start out with the first one here. It's Hygrophila lancea, I believe is the proper pronunciation. I'm gonna butcher some of these Latin names, that's for sure. This stuff looks like it's actually gonna get pretty tall, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it the background plant for this scape. I'm gonna go ahead and scape this all the way across the back of the tank. The next 2 that I have to put into the aquarium here is Halanthium. It's broadleaf Halanthium. I have that. And then I also have Hygrophila pinnatinifida. Alright guys, well that's that. That's pretty much all the plants that I have that are in pretty decent condition that I can scape this tank with. So now I'm going to go ahead and move this aquarium to its permanent location on my rack in my kitchen. And I will go ahead and fill it up with water. We'll get a light on it and we'll check it out and see what it looks like. Here it is in its permanent location. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up with water. I do have a light on top of it now. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little piece of plastic down to not disturb the substrate and the scape. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some RODI water to this tank. Go ahead and fill her up. Give her a couple of squirts of fertilizer and give her a few weeks to get into shape here and see what happens. I'm going to add a sponge filter on the side with a little bit of air to it, and that's going to be the filtration for this aquarium at this point. Well, there she is, all scaped out, full of water with a nice little bit of light on top of the tank. It's not really high light, but this is what I have right now. I think this will do well for these medium level plants. I'm really happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this tank over the next 2 or 3 months and see how it goes. Some of these plants might not make it. Some of these plants might completely and totally thrive in this eco-complete. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. So keep your eyes out for some other videos in regards to this aquarium. We'll look at it in a few months. But thank you guys for watching. I hope this might have helped some of you out that are working on some new scapes or interested in working with some tissue cultures. If you like this content and you're not subscribed to it, go ahead and click on that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And remember guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.